we can discuss about Western blotting. So what is Western blotting? It's a technique which is used for the identification of a particular protein from a mixture of protein. There are different type of blotting techniques like Southern blotting, which is used for identification of DNA. Western blotting, it is used for the identification of particular protein from a mixture of protein. Now what is the principle? In this method, a labeled antibody against a particular protein is used to identify a desired protein. So it will be a specific test to detect a particular proteins from a mixture of proteins. And it is also known as immunoblotting because it will use an antibody to detect a protein. So Western blotting is also known as immunoblotting. Now what are the different steps of Western blotting? First step is extraction of protein, or it is also known as tissue preparation. Second step is gel electrophoresis by using sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gels. In Southern blotting, we had used sodium dodecyl sulfate alone. In Western blotting, we will use sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel for the electrophoresis. Now, for the blotting technique, we can use either electrical or capillary blotting techniques. Then we have to block the membrane by using bovine serum albumin. Then after that, we have to treat it with a primary antibody, then with a secondary antibody which is enzyme labeled to the primary antibody, and then treatment with a specific substrate like alkaline phosphatates which will give some color. So these are the different steps of Western blotting. Now let's see one by one. First step is extraction of protein, or it is also known as tissue preparation. Usually proteins is extracted by the cell by either mechanical method by using a blender or by using chemical lysis. So this step is also known as tissue preparation. In order to prevent the denaturation of protein, an enzyme protease inhibitor is used. Here Southern blotting നമ്മൾ പ്രോട്ടീനെ ഡീഗ്രേഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഒരു എൻസൈം ആയിരുന്നു യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. വെസ്റ്റേൺ ബ്ലോട്ടിങ് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത് തന്നെ പ്രോട്ടീനെ ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ പ്രോട്ടീൻ ഡീനാച്ചുറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ഏജൻറ്റ് ആഡ് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷമാണ് വെസ്റ്റേൺ ബ്ലോട്ടിങ് നമുക്ക് പെർഫോം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. സോ വി വിൽ യൂസ് ആൻ protease inhibitor. The concentration of protein is determined by spectroscopically. When sufficient amount of protein sample is obtained, it is diluted in loading buffer containing glycerol, and this is done to help to sink the sample well in well. ഈ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ പ്രൊസീജിയറുകളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുക മൈക്രോ വെൽസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു അപ്പാരറ്റസിലാണ്. ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ഹോൾസുകളുള്ള ഒരു പ്ലേറ്റ് പോലെയുള്ള ചെറിയ ചെറിയ വെൽസുകളിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ടെസ്റ്റുകൾ ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്. Then tracking dye like bromothymol blue is added in the sample to monitor the movement of protein. So that is the first step, extraction of protein and tissue preparation. Now coming to the second step, that is the gel electrophoresis by using sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel. This gel electrophoresis is done to separate the proteins from a mixture of protein based on the electric charge, isoelectric point, molecular weight, or combination of all three. So after or while performing the gel electrophoresis, usually small sized protein will move faster than the large sized proteins. The proteins are negatively charged, so they move towards the positive anodes or positive poles when an electric current is applied. So that is the second step. In order to separate the proteins based on the molecular weight, isoelectric point, or electric charge, we will perform a electrophoresis on sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel. Now coming to the third step. So separated protein has to be transferred to another membrane. Thus that technique or that step is known as blotting, and it can be done by either capillary action or by electroblotting method. Usually the membrane which is used for the blotting is nitrocellulose membrane. and which is placed on the in order to separate the separated protein to get transfer into the nitrocellulose membrane. So we can either use a capillary action, but it is time consuming and it will usually take 1 to 2 days. So in order to fasten this process, we can use electroblotting. In this, the nitrocellulose membrane is sandwiched between the gel and cassette of filter paper, and then electric current is passed through the gel, which will cause the transfer of protein to the membrane. As we mentioned before, proteins are negatively charged particles, so it will move towards the positive anodes. Now coming to the fourth step, that is the blocking with the bovine serum albumin. It is very important in case of Western blotting. Why? Usually the nitrocellulose membrane has an ability to bind to the protein in the case of both the target as well as the antibody. All these target as well as antibody are protein. യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആൻറ്റിബോഡിയും പ്രോട്ടീനാണ് നമുക്ക് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ഈ ഒരു എന്താണോ സാമ്പിൾ അതിലുള്ള ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യേണ്ട ടാർജറ്റും പ്രോട്ടീനാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഈ നൈട്രോസെല്ലുലോസ് മെംബ്രെയിനിൽ ഈ ആൻറ്റിബോഡിയും ബൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ചാൻസുകളുണ്ട്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ടാർജറ്റും ബൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ചാൻസുകളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത് പ്രിവെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു സ്റ്റെപ്പ് വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ് എന്ന് പറയാനുള്ള കാരണം. സോ ബിഫോർ ആഡിങ് ദ പ്രൈമറി ആൻറ്റിബോഡി, the membrane is non-specifically saturated or masked by using casein or bovine serum albumin with a minute percentage of detergent such as TN20. പ്രൈമറി ആൻറ്റിബോഡി ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ നോൺ സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സൈറ്റുകൾ നമ്മൾ മാസ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ബൊവൈൻ സിറം ആൽബുമിൻ വെച്ച് ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, നൗ കമ്മിങ് ടു ദ ഫിഫ്ത്ത് സ്റ്റെപ്പ്, ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് വിത്ത് ദ പ്രൈമറി ആൻറ്റിബോഡി. Usually the primary antibody which is specific to the desired protein is added to form antigen antibody complex. Now coming to the sixth step, that is the treatment with the secondary antibody. So the secondary antibody is enzyme labeled. Usually we can use alkaline phosphatase or horseradish peroxide which is labeled with secondary antibody is used to treat or to form a complex with the antigen antibody complex. So secondary antibody is against the primary antibody and it is also known as anti-antibody, so it can bind with the antigen antibody complexes. So that is the sixth step, treatment with the secondary antibody which is labeled with an enzyme like alkaline phosphatase or horseradish peroxide. Now coming to the seventh step, treatment with the suitable substrate to visualize the enzyme action. The reaction mixture is incubated with some specific substrate so that the enzyme will convert the substrate to a visible colored product. So band of color can be visualized in the membrane. The Western blotting is also used as a quantitative test to determine the protein in a sample. So that is the last step, the treatment with the suitable substrate. So this is an diagrammatic representation of the different steps of Western blotting. First we have to prepare the protein sample by preventing the denaturation of protein by adding a protease inhibitor. Then we have to perform an electrophoresis by using sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel. Then the fractionated proteins on the gel membrane is transferred to an membrane, cellulose membrane. Then we have to block the non-specific site of the membrane by using BSA or milcacin. Then we will incubate this with the primary antibody which is specific to the or which is desirable to the protein. Then we will add an secondary antibody which is labeled with the different enzyme like horseradish peroxidase labeled antibodies in order to form complex with the antigen antibody complex. Then we will add any substances to get a colored compound. So these are the different steps of Western. Let's see what are the advantages of Western blotting. This is more specific. It can be used for the detection of HIV and it can detect one protein from a mixture of protein. And there are some disadvantages like if protein is degraded very quickly, the Western blotting won't detect any proteins. And it will take longer time than the existing test, and the cost is very more when compared with the other tests. Now, what are the different applications of Western blotting? It can be used to determine the size and amount of protein in a given sample. Also, it can be used to diagnose different diseases which are caused by viruses and bacteria by detecting or antibody. By detecting, it will detect the antibody against the virus and bacteria in the serum. Western blotting technique is confirmatory test for HIV. It can detect anti-HIV antibody in patient serum, and it can be useful to detect the defective proteins like Prion's disease. Then it's a definitive test for Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is an neuronal degenerative disease which will cause dementia and Alzheimer's like conditions, and limb diseases, and hepatitis B and herpes diseases. So these are the different applications of Western blotting. So that is all about the Western blotting, definition, different steps and applications of Western blotting. Hope it is clear. Thank you.